So here with Valerie Vargas. Valerie is our community manager. And Valerie, normally you're on the other side of the camera, making sure that the guests all look good and that the content is high quality and that it matches what our community and what our audience is looking for. But today we invited you on the other side because you wrote a blog article about community management, right?
Exactly, Isaac. I'm always behind the scenes because I think people doesn't take the importance it has on the content, on the real content that you have to promote for your web page, for your social media, and all that content that it's important and it's almost like it's the face of your company.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people, and I know I've done this before. I capture content because the content's there to be captured, and when I know I'm supposed to be capturing content, and in my head I know that I need content. Content is king, but I kind of lose focus, and it's really easy to lose focus if you're not careful on why you're creating that content. The content shouldn't be there just to have the content, right? You shouldn't. We shouldn't be posting or collecting or curating content without a purpose.
I think people doesn't take the time to elaborate the content that you are going to publish, right? Because it is important since it could be like the first contact or connection with your customer or with the person you are trying to reach.
Yeah, so content should be there to engage and hopefully vigorously engage a community of potential customers or advocates for you.
Exactly. So the first, when you're trying to reach to a customer or trying to partner with someone, the first thing people look for is your webpage, your social media, your YouTube channel if you have one, in case we do. So when you talk to someone about your your business, people go to your webpage, people go to your social media to know about you. And it's important that you have a good webpage and a good social media that has good quality content, that has good quality copies and all that, because it gives the importance that you want your company to have. So if you have a bad social media with AI images or AI in content, people is going to think or your company is fake, fraud, or
Mhm.
you are not that capacitated to give what you want to give.
That's right. So your article is called "Community Starts with a Brand Voice." So that's sort of what you're talking about. Is that brand voice is the authority that communicates to your customer that you are a reputable company, that you have a level of prestige, and that you know what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
So what does a brand voice mean, and how do you leverage that in building your community?
Okay. So I'm going to use you as example. For
Sure.
example, at Contolo, at the Catalyst Effect, at Glowbox, you are the image of our companies. So we try to first to know exactly what we are going to give to the customer, what our services are, how are we going to approach to them. So it is important that once we have that in the table, you plan the content based on what you are going to solve around the customer. What problems are you solving? What are you trying to sell to your customer? Or what message are you trying to give to your customer? Right. So it is important that once you have that, you start like making a program or try to schedule some content around the week, around the month. For example, me when I'm trying to give to create content for Contolo or for social media, I focus on one topic. So that topic is first it's that topic for the whole week, and then we rotate those topics and we change them for people to know what our line of services are. So it is important that when you have that line and when you have that topic scheduled and all that, you redact the copies for the social media or for the videos you are going to record. So it has that sequence. And
So
it's not like
consistency.
one day you are talking about this theme and another day you are talking about that other theme. So it's important to have that relevance and that they are connected.
Yeah, and also we have kind of a coherency in our voice. For example, on our blog, I'm writing about topics that I am very experienced in. So I'm writing about the architecture and infrastructure, and I'm talking about the messaging and the establishing a brand, a founder authority, all things that I know how to do that I've done before. They have Juan Diego talking about account management and maintaining your relationship and growing your relationship with your customer. And sorry, I have a good editor that will help me with that. And you're talking about how to engage the community and what the content should do and how that elevates the goals of your business. And Javi is talking about the go to market strategies and how to a cohesive strategy for bringing your product to the market. And then we also have Rebecca talking about the design element, or how do you visually show your customer who you are and what the journey would look like to engage with you. A well rounded view on our topic, which is go to market strategies. So we're careful to make sure that our voice shows our authority, not by saying, you've read my spam emails with me, we get all the time, we are an authority in. We don't say that we're an authority in something. What we do is we demonstrate that authority by sharing useful information and putting value in front of our customer every single day. And a lot of times people don't do that. So their brand voice is, we want you to work with us. We want you to hire us, and not, we project value and provide valuable content and information to you on a daily basis. So there's just a difference between, I want you to do this and I am bringing you value. And so we're really careful to have our voice be well rounded. I mean, the people that are contributing to our content are doing so strategically. Alex has an MBA, Alexander Latino has an MBA and a degree in digital marketing. And for us, operationalizing our marketing was challenging. It was really challenging. I talked to a lot of customers. It's the same thing. How many times do I need to post a day? Well, there's no static rule. It's not like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Napoleon Dynamite, vote for Pedro and all of your dreams will come true. There's not a post 3 times a day and all of your dreams will come true. Go on Facebook 10 times a day and post, and all of your customers will run to you. There isn't like a formula for that. It has to be a strategy. And that strategy all comes back to, how are you projecting yourself to your customer? And how are you turning a customer base into a community of people that are all working together for the same goal? Because once you do that, you're not out there beating the ground for new customers all the time. You are engaged with a core group of people that want to do business with you and you want to serve them. And that's really what you're trying to communicate in your article.
Exactly. People think connecting with your audience it's posting 10 times a day or spamming emails or spamming Instagram stories or spamming on YouTube, posting 10 videos a day. But no, the importance of connecting with your audience, it's know what they want, what kind of content they like to watch. They like the copy ones that only text one, or the one with images, or the reels that are informative. Not only trying to sell all the time to them, but give them context, give them advice, give them things that they maybe don't know they want to know. But once they see or once they learn, they like that content. So it's important for you to understand your audience, know what they want, in case that know what your business is about and what kind of audience also you want to attract, because you don't want obviously to post things that it's not about your business or it's not about what you are offering to your customers.
Yeah, and I pick on Clean Fresh Threads a lot for a couple of reasons. One, I like them. They make nice, comfortable shirts that still look nice. They fit me as a large person. They fit me well. And I like Clean Fresh Threads. I could be a brand ambassador for Clean Fresh Threads because I like them. However, I get an email. Oh, man, it must be every day. At least 3 times a week, I get an email in my junk folder. And then I get multiple emails throughout the week that end up in my inbox. They're constantly sending me emails all the time. And I'm sorry, I don't need to hear from my t-shirt manufacturer on a daily basis. I will, hey, June is coming up. It's summertime. I take some time off. I'm going to be wearing a lot of t-shirts. I'll probably go buy a new pack of t-shirts. They got some new colors. That's great. Summer's coming up. 4th of July is coming. Get me something festive. Give me an add-on to the pack I just bought, something like that. But 300 emails a year from my t-shirt vendor is not an appropriate level of communication. And so a lot of times people think they opted in, they joined my community, they want to hear from me every day. And I don't. Like, I don't want to hear from the car dealership I bought my car from last month. I don't need to hear from them again until it's time to service my vehicle. I don't need a daily email from uh, generic Honda dealership. Just that's not. I am not that part of the community. I mean, if they come out with some upgrades or a service package or something like that, yeah, I'm interested. To send me that. I had a good experience at your dealership, and I will continue doing business with you. But I get 3 times a week an email from the Honda dealership that I did buy a vehicle from, and then constantly from the ones that I didn't. I didn't buy a car from you. I'm not a part of your community. You have my email address because I gave it to you so you could send over a contract, and then I chose not to purchase it. I'm not a member of your community. So how do people understand that? What is appropriate? And how do I identify, because people opted in for an email does not mean that they're engaged and ready to hear from me on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think we tend to confuse that once people is interested in us, or people is showing like interested, or it's engaging with you, or it's like trying to connect with you, they want to spam, they want spam, or they want to be full of your email or text messages. But no, people it's interested. Maybe they are not wanting your service right away, but they can consider you. So it is important as a company for you to be always there, but obviously not spammy. Because once you go into spam folder, going out of there, it's really, really hard. And it's
Yeah,
something that I know every company fights about. We were there was a time that even we were fighting going out of spam folder. So it is
yeah.
important also for you to structure very good your email, and also to not sending emails every day, because people does not want, even me, our I mean our company is about sending emails and work with that, and I don't want to receive emails every day.
Well,
I don't want to
it's
receive 20 emails every day. So it is
and it's not
important.
just about the action, it's all about perception, right? So we talk a lot about sales strategy and go to market strategy from the perception of a relationship. If you go to a party and somebody asks you for your phone number and you give it to them, and then they immediately start texting you 4 or 5 times a day, every single day, you don't reply, they're texting you 4 times the next day, your perception of that person is not a positive one. The likelihood of your relationship going the distance is very low at that point. It's the same way with your business. I went to an event. I scanned your QR code. Now you're sending me 4 emails a day. True story. This happens. I scanned your QR code. I told you that I would accept a phone call. I did not tell you to call me every single day for the rest of my life. And so immediately people think, oh, they opted in, they're warm. No, they opted in. That is an opt-in. Legally, you're allowed to communicate with them. They're aware of you. The next communication is an invitation to go from awareness and into interest. And that has to be done in a very careful way, or you could spoil the perception of your company and negatively influence your brand.
Yeah, because your idea can be a really good idea of business. The person could be really interested, but once they feel, I don't know, like harassed, or
Yeah.
like you are too insistent, it's like, okay, bye.
Yep. Yeah, I imagine, hey, let's grab coffee. Okay, here's my phone number. Okay, ready for that coffee? I'm ready for the coffee. When are we going to do that coffee? I'm still pretty serious about that coffee. Have you looped back? Can I loop back with you on this coffee? Wanting to catch up with you on the coffee. Goodness sakes, no thanks. Like, and it's hard to recover once you start feeling needy or you start feeling desperate. We tie that back to a dating or a relationship because It sort of is. Like, we see these ad campaigns running, and you think the ad campaign is an invitation to a permanent relationship. All right, cool. You had a t-shirt ad, and I bought a pack of 5 t-shirts. We are not on like first name basis here. We are on a, if I was at Walmart and I bought a t-shirt and then they sent me emails about my t-shirts every day, I'm like not going to shop at Walmart again. So the level of the relationship and then your brand perception really matters, because if you do engage your community and you have a community that is really interested in you and hearing from you, and you haven't burned them by throwing, people do this with remarketing all the time. All right, great. I clicked an ad. I did not invite you into to dominate my feed for the rest of my life. You need to understand that there is a level that's appropriate for engagement and a level that's not. So
Exactly.
I think you have some good guidance on your article. I've seen a little bit of a preview of the article that you'll be putting out next week, so I'm excited to see that. And you are the voice of the community for us. You'll be writing articles on a weekly basis on how you generate content and communicate with your customer to create a community of active buyers.
Well, the first thing it's obviously talking with you, Isaac, to learn from you what you are thinking. Also communicating with the rest of the team, because obviously I'm the community manager, I'm the content creator, and it's important for me to know from every area of the company. Because since I'm the creating the content, I need to know what we are working on, what campaigns we are working on right now, what customer are we trying to seal contracts with. So it is important for me to know from every area, to talk with you, to talk with Rebecca, which is our graphic designer, to talk with Alex, with Javi, which are from the marketing team.
So you're not. So you're saying that if I just sit down, record something, and shoot you a text, hey, there's content there for you. That's not maybe the most strategic way to do things.
It is, obviously. We create content from you. Once you create content, well, sometimes you record yourself, and I learn from that because obviously I'm reading the transcript, I'm editing, I'm hearing the whole podcast over and over again. So from that, I always take some content from social media, from the YouTube channel. So it is important that I always learn a bit of every area. And from that, I take a bit and found, okay, this week we are going to talk about this topic. So it is important for the emails and all to be aligned at the same time, because I can be talking about one topic on this social media and other topic completely different on this other social media. It's always has to be aligned.
Yeah, it all has to build off each other. All right,
Exactly.
awesome. Thanks, Valerie.